So today I'm super excited because I want to showcase a very nifty automation that I personally wish knew years ago. It has to do with sending notifications out of your Airtable database at precisely the right minute. Let me show you how it's done. So all I have is my notes, or rather text that I want to send out, the first name of my client, the email. All I have to do is set up the time when I want the notification to be sent out. I mean, right now it's 5:15 p.m. Let's say I want it to go at 5:17 p.m. Press schedule. The automation is now going to run and it's going to give us a status update. And now we just have to wait, open up our emails, and at exactly 5:17 p.m. in a few seconds time, we should have our notification come through. It must arrive at exactly 5:17. 5:17, refresh, and there it is. At exactly 5:17, I'm receiving the email that I'm supposed to receive. Dear Tony, blah, 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 blah. All dynamic, ready to go. Hey everybody, how's it going? Alex here. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so that you don't miss out on any future uploads. Now, let's get stuck in and see how to actually do this. In our typical fashion, let's begin with the database design. I really don't have much to say about the DB design. There's not much to say here. I just have my dynamic text that I want to include in my emails, client first name, email, date, time, actually, at which I want the notification to actually go through. Now, I'm filling this out completely manually just for the purposes of the demo, but I imagine that you may have your own separate automation that prints a timestamp in there, and that's the time when somebody should receive that specific automation. Maybe it's 24 hours after they've signed up for your event or service or something like that. Or maybe it's 10 minutes before the meeting that you've scheduled, and you want to send them a custom reminder or something like that. So yeah, that is the precise timestamp that we're looking for to basically schedule this whole thing. Then we have a trigger, we have a status where we just make sure that you know that everything's okay, it's scheduled. We have a field for the Brevo ID later. Now, let's also talk about the automation, because it's incredibly easy to actually set this whole thing up. Nothing compared to what we've done in this channel in the past. So let's dive straight in. We have automations, and this is our trigger, right? You've probably seen this before. If you haven't, let me take you through. Just create a new automation. Our trigger is very, very typical. We're using when a record matches conditions and the condition is schedule, is checked. Then we run our old faithful script, just like we have in pretty much every single video that we've ever done. We have our record and then our webhook. You need to fetch the webhook based on what make gives you in the first automation that I'm just going to show you. Don't forget to add your dynamic variable, name it record_ID, and then don't forget to map the Airtable record ID over here in the blue button, and this Airtable record ID, don't forget to map that in. Once you're ready, just press finish editing, turn this on, and forget about it. There's nothing else to do there. Let's talk about make and how to set this up. So this is the first automation out of two. We have two because we have one that schedules the email and the second one that actually wakes up at the right time because it's receiving a payload from 0codekit, and we'll discuss this in a second, and starts the whole process of actually sending the email. The first step is to set up the scheduling. So this is our webhook that we need to fetch, right? Copy address to clipboard and make sure that you paste that into our script over here, this part. Next, we are fetching that record, right? Over here, just mapping it in, and we're getting that notification record. Next, we're scheduling a cron job with 0codekit. So this is the secret weapon, the secret sauce behind this whole thing. 0codekit gives us the ability to schedule a webhook to be sent, or rather a payload to be sent to a webhook of our choice. Open this up, add the webhook in. Now the webhook that we need to add is from our second automation, which we need to start setting up at this point. So the push notification automation. Create a webhook, copy that address, and paste it in here. Next thing that you need to do is to supply it with the data that we want to hit that second automation with. And it has to be in JSON format. So I've kept it super simple. I always do. So open up a pair of curly brackets, then a set of quotes, and then just type in some kind of variable. For me, it's ATID, Airtable ID, colon, and then another set of quote marks. And I'm just mapping in the ID from step number 3 because I want the system to fetch that particular record at that time when it runs in the second automation. Internal options 1, time, value, schedule, on. That means that in here, in the value, I need to map the time when I want this to be sent out. And press OK. The next thing is just updating that original record with just the status, hey, scheduled, next execution, and I'm doing a format date on the next execution variable that I get from 0codekit over there. And I'm just making it pretty, right? Because otherwise it's like full of weird artifacts. Not weird artifacts, it's just a very full date and time. And yeah, that's it in terms of the first part. Now, the second part, when the time comes, we're fetching the ATID from 0codekit. It basically hits our webhook with this payload, ATID equals, and the ID of that record. We fetch that record, again, just mapping it in, like so. And then we're sending an email via Brevo. Now, Brevo is one of our favorite transactional email solutions that we use in the agency. And yeah, it's incredibly easy to set up. Let me show you how I've done it. Well, first and foremost, you probably need a template. So let me show you how to set up a template. Incredibly easy. Just go into your Brevo account and over here under transactional, just click on templates and create a new template. I've already created one, so let me just show you as I edit that template. You're going to be greeted initially with this setup page. So don't forget to give it a template name, some kind of subject line, the from email to email, all of that good stuff. Nothing really crazy is really required, as you can see. And then in terms of design, of course, I mean, I've picked my template from their list of templates, so it's not anything special, I would say, but it proves the point that it doesn't have to be. So one minor comment that I want to make here is that whenever you have some kind of text and you want to include dynamic text from somewhere else, like the name of the client or some kind of customized text that you want to throw into the body of the email, all you have to do is, let me just edit this very quickly. All you have to do is just include a params tag or a parameters tag. So now that I've gone into edit mode, you can see that it's kind of turned into a little bit of like a pinkish color, but you don't have to worry. That's basically Brevo converting my, let's call it JSON, into variable. But really all you have to do is just open up a pair of curly brackets, type in params, and then first underscore name. The same thing for the text. I'm just going to save this now, save and quit. And as you can see, it's params, it's like it was before. When it comes to actually mapping this out inside of Brevo, just scroll to the very bottom and make sure that you have show advanced settings turned on. And under the params section, that's where you can map the key value pairs. So my key being first underscore name, that's how I have it here, first underscore name, that's where I defined it. And then I can map my value, first name, from my Airtable record. Then I have text because I've defined it here in Brevo. So text, it's my notes. It's my text that I've got that I want to send in that email, which is this stuff. So yeah, that's really it in terms of the complexity. I mean, there's nothing much else to it. Don't forget to map in your client email into the to section. You can include a subject if you want, the reply to. As you can see, I'm not really doing much. One thing, sender needs to be filled out. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't look like it's required, but it is. And that's it. Press OK. And finally, the final step is to update the Airtable record with the Brevo message ID, because later on you might want to track when somebody opened it or clicked on a link or something like that. And you can do that super easily with Brevo, but that's probably another video. So yeah, that's basically it in terms of setting up the two automations and setting up the template. So yeah, guys, that's basically it. There's not much else to it. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments below. What do you think of this method? Is it any good? Do you have better ideas of how to execute this? I'm all ears. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Thanks.